guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have tried making sourdough starter 2 times now, and both times were a fail. The first time, I think my starter was actually alive and I didn't know it. I threw it out. It was like 5 weeks of trying to watch it grow and it seemed like nothing was happening and I got sick of it, so I threw it out. The second time, I started trying to keep it in the oven with the light on. My friend told me to do that. You guys can follow her Instagram and TikTok. She started posting bread content and keeping it on in the oven. My boyfriend forgot it was there and started preheating the oven 2 different times, and then it started growing mold, so I had to throw that out. So Friday night, I was looking for things to do on Facebook on the events page, just out of curiosity if there's anything fun going on, and I saw there was this sourdough class, and the sourdough class said you would get to make your own loaf of bread and take it home with you and bake it, and she would teach you how to make a starter and all that stuff. Her name is Flour Girl Micro Bakery. You can follow her on social as well. I'm gonna link their Instagrams below and TikToks and all that stuff in the description. But going into it, I was expecting her to like walk us through making a loaf, but I had no idea that we were gonna go home with starter. So this is a live active starter, so I'm able to just start using this and I'm so excited. Feed this starter for the second time today. Yesterday she had us feed it a 1:1:1 ratio, but she said she did a lot of experimenting and found that feeding it a 1:2:2 ratio is what it needs. If you don't know what that means, you probably do not watch sourdough videos. She also gave us these jars to take home, which I thought was so cute. She also said she uses filtered water, which I was using filtered water, but I'm using this Brita I have, and I feel like I don't know 100% how well it works. I mean, I'm sure it's working, but I think I'm gonna start using bottled water like she does. She uses King Arthur's and a Walmart brand's unbleached all-purpose flour. I was using bread flour, so I'm gonna start using all-purpose flour. I'm gonna buy the one that she had there, and I'm gonna buy water bottles, and we're gonna feed this today. Yesterday, she had us feed it a 1:1:1, and she said do not discard anything. So today, I'm not gonna discard. I'm just going to add to it, and I'm really excited. But first we have to bake the loaf of bread that I started this morning, so let's do that. I decided I want to make a jalapeno cheddar loaf, so watch me chop up these jalapenos and finish my first sourdough and score it and all that stuff, and then we're gonna go to the store, grab some stuff, and feed my starter. So I have my oven on 450. Actually just went off, so it's preheated and ready for my loaf. So I just have to finish cutting these jalapenos and then we're gonna put her in the oven. She said to preheat the oven with the Dutch oven in it that you're gonna be putting your sourdough in. So my Dutch oven is in there. I did buy like a bunch of stuff off Amazon for sourdough that I will also put in the description. It's in my Amazon storefront and you can find that link in the description. But yeah, my boyfriend and I are obsessed with jalapeno cheddar sourdough and just bread and just anything in general. We last night actually made homemade jalapeno and cheddar turkey burgers and they were to die for. Also, I'm just throwing these seeds in my sink right now and going to clean them after. It's just easier. But yeah, also ignore everything going on in my kitchen right now. This is honestly just from cooking last night. That's my sourdough stuff. Hopefully you can't see that mess. You can. I am stoked. I've been trying to do this for so long. Actually, one of the girls at the class yesterday showed me this video of making a bunny-shaped sourdough loaf. So all I can think about is how badly I want to do that for Easter for my family and my boyfriend's family. And I'm just so excited. One of my 2025 goals was to start branching out and cooking new recipes, and I did that a lot this week. And then another one of my goals was to start being a sourdough mom. And I say sourdough mom because truly having sourdough is like having a living, breathing baby. I think what was also really nice about the class that I will say about everything I learned, I didn't necessarily learn anything new about sourdough. I think what it is that it was really nice to have the hands-on experience of learning how to actually make the bread, and then also she brought in 2 of her own loaves which were phenomenal. Like absolutely to die for. You could actually buy her loaves on her website. So if you are interested in trying some fresh sourdough loaves, but you don't want to make your own, head to her website. I think they're like $14 or $12, something like that. Definitely worth it. But it was nice because I have watched countless sourdough videos. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of sourdough videos, and everybody's process is different. Everybody's process works different. I think what I really liked about being at this class is that I was able to learn hands-on, but then I was also able to like see and taste an actual finished product from someone. So I'm not just guessing what I'm doing, I'm actually following in her footsteps. It was just honestly like, if you are having trouble getting your sourdough started, your starter started, or baking your loaves, and you think you know everything that you know from TikTok or even YouTube, because I watched a lot of YouTube videos as well, I would highly recommend taking a class if there's one near you, because there's just nothing like having the hands-on learning. She also sent us home with a presentation of everything that we learned, so we didn't really have to like memorize anything or take notes. I did take notes just anyway because I'm a psychopath and wanted to remember every little detail. Like, something I didn't know, she said, is that in the summers she'll use less starter in her breads because there's more moisture in the air. I think that's what she said. I don't remember the reasoning, but she uses less starter, and she said you guys will see that you won't need as much starter in your bread in the summer. I never would have known that. Also, something that she taught us that I feel like was a huge like stress in my life when I tried my first 2 starters is I was trying to feed them to the exact like hour. Like every day at 10 a.m. or whatever time, I would feed my starters. And it was a lot of work and it was stressful because I'm like, how am I ever gonna do anything in life if I have to feed these starters? And she told us that you could feed them every 24 to 48 hours. Like, it's not that serious. And I'm like, oh, I never would have known that if I wasn't in this class. I've cut up 4 so far, and I think I'm gonna cut up my last one. Actually, I don't know. I don't want to overdo it. So back to what I was saying. I think knowing that you only have to feed it once every 24 hours is so nice, because it just kind of takes the pressure off a little bit that exists. I think also a huge thing with sourdough is it's gonna kind of be different where you live. Like, your results, you can follow someone to a T, and it's gonna be different because the air, the humidity, the altitude is different where you live versus wherever the person you're watching lives, unless you found someone in your area. But you have different water, you have different everything. And so I think that was another problem, is that just like listening to every tutorial on the internet, everybody's different. Everybody's feeding theirs something different. So, and feeding them, like telling you different things. It's just a lot. It can be really confusing and overwhelming. And I was just so happy to have done that class. I literally went by myself and I was a little nervous, but I made a friend. I mean, all of the women there were so nice, and it was just a really fun class. Okay, I think this is better. You're no longer looking at the mess of my kitchen. Here's my little starter again. Gonna leave her over there. We don't need her. I'm gonna put my phone up here. If you're making sourdough, invest in a kitchen scale. I can add that into my Amazon storefront too for you guys. So this is my loaf. I think she's ready. There's no way to know unless you try. So this is the sharp cheddar I'm using. It's the Lidl brand. It's actually really good. So that'll be going into you. We're also gonna score her. I think it has to go on top of this thing. Pretty sure that's how they do it, right? I'm gonna put flour on top of that. I don't have unbleached all-purpose flour, but I don't think it's necessary for this part at least. I just don't want it to stick. So now we're gonna, hopefully she plops out. She said you should have a pretty clean bowl, and this is what she'd consider a clean bowl. That's how you'll know it's ready to bake, so I think we're good there. Yes, she has a bubble. This seems good. Also, she said it would stick a little, but not like bad. I think she's good, guys. So she said to add stuff, you're gonna want to stretch her and kind of just add this stuff in and fold it all in together. So let's see. Seems like she's stretched potentially enough. We are now gonna add the jalapenos. Let's just add little by little. I don't want to put too many, but I also don't think there's a such thing as too many. Honestly, the more the merrier. We're gonna add them all. I think that's actually the perfect amount. And now we're gonna add some sharp cheddar. I don't know how much of this to add. I'm gonna kind of just wing it. Seems like a good amount. This is what she's looking like. Okay, then I'm just gonna like fold it back together. No idea what I'm doing. I mean, I kind of know what I'm doing, but... So now I'm gonna do the method she taught us to kind of make it more taut and round. Oh, I feel like when I saw her do this, hers was way more smooth. We're just gonna cook it anyway. Oh no, is this problematic? Okay, I'm gonna call that done. Look how cute this lame or lamb is packaged. I think it's just a razor blade. It's in a little envelope. Why is that so cute? I don't know if I'm doing this right at all, but this is how she's looking. She looks pretty good. She's definitely more bumpy than I feel like I've seen in videos. Usually it seems really smooth, but we're just gonna bake her anyway. I'm gonna take the lid off. Well, I need some ice cubes, hold on. So cover that. And she's in the oven. I did it. Alright, I'm gonna clean this up and I'll see you guys in 35 minutes. Okay guys, it's been 35 minutes. We're gonna take the loaf out and see what it looks like, and then it has to bake for 15 minutes with the cover off, but let's see what it looks like now. Okay, so I'm taking it out. I'm scared. Okay, I'm scared. I've got your oven. Let's bring the camera.
No, I don't want to do it.
Oh my god. It's an actual loaf of sourdough. You're kidding. You're kidding. No way. Okay guys, so it's been another 15 minutes, so we're gonna take the sourdough out. She should be done. So let's check it out. She's literally stunning. Oh my gosh. Okay guys, so we've done a taste test. It's incredible. It's perfection. It's everything you could ever dream of. I'm just gonna let it cool a little bit before eating the rest of it, but now you guys are gonna come with us to feed my starter. Hey guys, it's now many hours later. It's 9 o'clock and I am going to feed my starter. So this is what she's looking like. So I believe there's about 60 grams in here. I know that this glass weighs 230, so I could pretty much subtract from there. So there's 54 grams of starter in here. So I want there to be 25 grams in here, so I'm gonna remove some of this. I'm actually just gonna remove all the starter and rescale it so I can make sure I have the complete right amount. Some tarring, whatever. And I'm gonna add 25 grams of the starter in here. Cool, so we have 25 grams of starter. And the reason I'm doing 25 is because I have to add, I'm doing a 1-to-2 ratio, so I'm gonna feed it 50 grams of water and 50 grams of flour. So we're gonna do 50 grams of water. 50 grams of water, I'm gonna stir that. This is what it's looking like. And now we're gonna add 50 grams of flour. I am using the King Arthur's unbleached all-purpose flour. So let's do that. Perfect. Okay guys, so this is what it's looking like, a thick pancake batter. It's 125 grams in here. So I should be able to make another loaf. I'm gonna try to make a regular loaf, make sure it comes out like hers, make sure I'm doing this all right. And then I also want to give one to my dad. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you guys can watch my sourdough journey over there. If you guys like this video, leave it a thumbs up and I will post more bread content. And yeah, make sure you guys check out the sources I left in the description as well. And I'll see you next week.